Plumbs the depths of what a human being can be subjected to, mutilated, scarred for life and living in fear. An acid attack victim quite literally now is knocking at death's door. Sonali Mukherjee has spent the last 9 years slowly withering away after 3 men sexually assaulted her and then disfigured her by flinging acid on her. A girl who had dreams, who was studying for a better life, now no longer wants to live. Durga Nandini has her heart-wrenching story.
27-year-old Sonali Mukherjee wants to die. She's now tired, broken after being turned down at every turn, sick of the Sarkari attitude. She has virtually no hope left now after begging for justice at every door. First, she became the target of sexual harassment and a horrible acid attack. 9 years later, Sonali Mukherjee lives in fear. Her attackers threatening her night and day. The attack left Sonali blind, partially deaf, and burnt the skin on her skull, neck, chest and back. The young woman has spent the last 9 years running from pillar to post for help.
बहुत सपने थे मेरे, बहुत आगे जाना चाहती थी.
9 years after the acid attack, Sonali is still their victim. Her family forced to abandon their home. Her attackers roam free and fearless.
6 साल से मेरे पिताजी लगातार हाईकोर्ट के चक्कर काट रहे हैं. हमें वहाँ से अभी तक कोई सुनवाई नहीं मिला, कोई जस्टिस नहीं मिला. इसलिए ऐसे घुट-घुट के जीने से अच्छा है अगर हाईकोर्ट से मैं गुहार लगाना चाहूंगी. मैं उनसे कहना चाहूंगी अगर मुझे आप इंसाफ नहीं दे सकते तो मुझे इच्छा मृत्यु ही दे दीजिए. ये जीवन रख के मैं क्या करूंगी? ये मेरे लिए बोझ हो गया है. मैं जी नहीं सकती. बहुत सपने थे मेरे, बहुत आगे जाना चाहती थी.
Tapas Mitra and Sanjay Paswan have been out on bail for the last 6 years, while the third attacker, Brahmadev Hajra, was simply let off for being a juvenile offender. After several trips to hospitals and countless surgeries, the family is now left without a steady source of income, shuttling between Jharkhand and Delhi's Safdarjung Hospital for treatment.
एक नहीं तीनों मुख्यमंत्री झारखंड सरकार की, शिबू सोरेन, अर्जुन मुंडा, मधु कोड़ा, जितने भी एनजीओ थी, गवर्नमेंट, नॉन गवर्नमेंट, मुझे आज तक कहीं किसी से 1 पैसे के बिना मुझे मिली. झूठा श्वासन के सिवा मुझे कुछ नहीं मिला.
None of the chief ministers of the state have found time to ensure any measure of justice to Sonali and her family. Sonali even approached the Ministry of Women and Child Development for help, that in turn simply forwarded her request for help to the Prime Minister's Relief Fund.
And the amount of suffering that person has to go through, it's like living hell. And the person who does this cowardly act must be left in life imprisonment, should not be let out.
I'm very sorry to say that in spite of, the best efforts of women's organizations, we have been unable to persuade governments to come out with a legislation and a rehabilitation scheme for young women who are victims of acid attacks.
First of all, I want to suggest her not to give up. And there is no point in, once already enough she has suffered, not to end this life, but live bravely to tell others that there is other life possible.
Sonali's last hope is government intervention. And if it fails to come through, this is her last request.
Inhuman case. I completely blind. My life is totally ended, and I not found any justice. I just request the court, give me justice. Otherwise, give me mercifully, because I not want to be alive. And I want to request to all the viewers of Headlines today, please help me. I need your help.
Justice delayed is justice denied. This is what young Sonali Mukherjee feels very strongly. She has been carrying a disfigured body for the past 9 years, and multiple surgeries have done nothing to restore vision in both her eyes. And now, with no money for further treatment, her future looks very bleak. She is now making a desperate emotional appeal. Give her justice or let her die. With Pradeep Gupta, this is Durga Nandini in New Delhi for Headlines Today.